Three things that turn boys into men. Every man is forged, not born. Every man that you look up to, you admire, you idolise, they was not born the way they are. No one is born confident, no one is born strong, no one is born disciplined. It's all practice, it's all learned. Therefore, every man is forged and not born. If they can build themselves into someone strong, disciplined, hardworking, whatever it is, so can you. So I'm going to break down the three things that I believe personally that turns boys into men. Things you should live by, things you should stick by, and you're going to grow, you're going to be better, you're going to be a man worth respecting. I'll show you what they are, why they matter, and how you can start putting them into practice so you can actually build yourself into the man that you want to be. Stick around to the end, you're going to get some steps that you can apply and use today. Number one, self-accountability. You need to start taking absolute responsibility for the things that are going on in your life. You accept that everything is your fault. You end up taking complete control over your life because you can sit and you can say, okay, that was my fault, what can I do about that? That was my fault, what should I have done differently? And that way, you're not just pointing fingers, you're not blaming, you're trying to be a problem solver, you're trying to figure it out, and you're trying to actually take steps into resolving the problem or getting to where you need to be. Start to view life like chess. Chess, if you've never played it, it's impossible to lose if you didn't make a mistake. So, you cannot end a chess game, you cannot lose in a chess game. There's no bad luck, is what I'm trying to say. There's no bad luck. So what does that mean? It means you made a mistake on the board. If you lost in a game of chess, you made a mistake on the board. So whether it was a mistake you made last week, a mistake you made a year ago, a mistake you made a couple hours ago, end of the day, you made a mistake. So what I like to live by personally, how do you win a chess game? You win a chess game by not making mistakes. Once you start adopting this mindset, you're going to become a problem solver. And when you solve problems in your life's going to get better. Instead of you sitting there blaming, you're going to get to the problem, you're going to get to the root cause of things, and you're going to fix them, and therefore your life's going to get better. Discipline over comfort, super important. Discipline is doing what's necessary, comfort is doing what's easy, yeah? Boys chase comfort, men carry duty. So, listen, end of the day, you've got a responsibility. Yeah, you've got a responsibility to be your best self. You've got a responsibility to provide, to protect, to make sure you're doing your best in this life. How are you going to do that without not being disciplined? Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, a lot of the things in your life you're not going to be wanting to do. But you're going to have to do them because it's your responsibility, it's your duty as a man. And I think people have a bit of a misconception on discipline, yeah? They think that it's super hard, like all the time. And it is in the beginning, it really is. If you're starting from scratch, you know, whether you're trying to learn something, whether you're trying to get in shape, whether you're trying to destroy a bad habit or give up alcohol, something like this, they think that like every day is going to be super difficult, super hard. And I thought the same thing. But if you just start taking action, if you just start choosing discipline over comfort, it actually gets easier. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still a little bit hard, it's still going to be a bit difficult, but what you've essentially done is you've built up a habit of being disciplined, so it comes natural and it's a lot more easier, and you know what it feels like to be disciplined at the end of it, so it's more motivating for you to actually do it. You're more inclined to delaying gratification because you've done the discipline, you've seen the rewards from it, you've shown your body and your mind how good it is to actually be disciplined and how good you feel afterwards. So it really does get easier. I always feel amazing afterwards, do you know what I mean? I always feel proud, I'm always glad I've done it, and I've just built up that habit, and you know, you can do the same too. Right, number 3, I love this one. Action despite of fear. This was said by Cus D'Amato, Mike Tyson's boxing trainer. The hero feels just as frightened as the coward, but it's what he does with the fear that makes him a hero. This one really hits home for me. You know, previously and when I was younger, I believed I was a coward, you know, I believed I was a pussy because I felt fear. The people I was putting on a pedestal, I was looking up to, I didn't understand, I didn't realise they was just as afraid as me, and all I had to do was learn to deal with the fear in the right way. That was a huge relief for me. You know, I thought I could never be brave, do you know what I mean? Because I felt fear, but when I understood that you have to feel fear in order to be brave, I realised it was a gift, yeah. How can you be brave without feeling the fear? It's impossible. It's a gift. I wrote here, it's a gift, because it is a gift. You have the opportunity to grow as a person when you're confronted with fear. When you're in a fearful situation, you can make a decision right there and then, am I going to face this or am I going to run away? And every time that you face it, you become stronger. And each time you confront it, it loses its power, it gets less fearful. You know, I'm afraid every single day, you know, I'm afraid to get in the ring, turn up to my boxing sessions, record myself online, post myself online. You know, I am afraid, but you know, who are you if you're just gonna succumb to fear your whole life? You got to rise. You got to confront it, and it does lose power. It does get easier. The fear gets smaller, and you get stronger. So be the man who does it scared. You're gonna have a lot of respect for yourself. You're gonna feel very confident. You're gonna be very proud of yourself. When you go through fears, it's gonna change your life completely. You know, I literally consider myself a brave person. I know I'm a brave person because every day I face fear, and that's who I am. Okay, I've got some action steps here that you can do today. Write 3 tasks down and finish before bed. Yeah, something that I adopted about 4 months ago, changed my life completely. This is basically how to be more self-accountable. You want to write 3 things down the night before or the morning. You know, write it down, have a little box next to it where you can tick it off. Maybe you've got to go through your emails. Maybe you've got to tidy your room. Maybe you've got to organise your week. Maybe you've got a load of things you've got to sell that you haven't listed up on your eBay or something like that. Like, there's probably a lot of things in your room and in your house that are just sitting there not making you money because you haven't gone out of the way and listed everything online. This is something that I've done in a single day. You know, I woke up and I was like, I've got all these clothes that I don't wear and probably have a value of like £3,000. And I literally got them all out, laid them out like perfectly, tried to get the best photos, listed up like 30, 40 items. And I think within a few weeks, I had like £500 to £1,000. Yeah, look at this, boys. You can't really read that. Yeah, £1,457, 30p. Got to get the 30p in since joining, yeah, and I didn't even join long ago. This is vintage. Mad. If I sat there and just didn't list all my items, I would have been £1,500 short, mate. So yeah, write 3 things down. I've just listed a few random ones there, but as long as you're writing things down and you're doing them, that's the most important thing. It could be anything, you know, it could literally be anything, but as long as you're writing them down and you tick them off, you've been accountable and you've stuck to your word. Okay, 2, this is for your discipline. Choose one hard thing daily. Yeah, I'm talking something quite hard, yeah. Cold shower, quite difficult. To wake up in the morning and get in a cold shower is not the easiest thing in the world. If you do this every single day, you will build very good discipline, very strong discipline. Early wake up, quite difficult, you know, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever's early to you. People are working, people are getting up at that time anyway. Whatever's early to you, do it. Even if it seems a bit crazy and unnecessary. Complete a workout. Most people can't complete a workout. It's not really a struggle for me, but I know people who can't complete a workout. People don't enjoy the gym like I'd enjoy the gym or working out. So if it's something difficult and you find it difficult, it's going to be healthy for you anyway. It's going to be good for your mind, good for your body. 3, face fears. You know, the most powerful one in my opinion. Sign up to a boxing club or a boxing gym, or sign up for a fight. That would be a huge step for you. If you decided to sign up for a fight, that's a huge step. Public speaking, yeah, that's a strong one for me. Even I'm afraid of public speaking nowadays, but I do speak up and I do face them when I have the opportunity. Yeah, starting a business, the fear of failure, you know, something we all fear, but starting a business is necessary. You can't be wealthy, you can't be rich without starting a business. You've got to start something. You know, you will never be rich being an employee and working for someone else. It's something you've got to do, it's necessary. So these are a few fears that you can face. You know, you're going to definitely grow as a person if you do all 3 of these, you know, 1, 2 and 3 every day. That will be powerful. It's where I'm at in my life. I do all 3 of these every single day, and it's changed who I am. You know, it's changed my whole character, my whole personality, my brain, my body. You know, it's really life changing. If you commit to having days of doing all three of these things every single day, you know, week in, month out, year in, year out. I haven't got to a year yet. I'm not even far in my journey of doing all three of these things every single day. I'd say I'm probably about 3 months, and it's completely changed who I am, completely changed my life. 3 months, what's 3 months? Wait till you see me in a year, 2 years, 3 years. So this is now my habits, and this is what I'm going to do. So stick at it for a few weeks, stick at it for a few months, and you're going to become a superhero. Right boys, that's me for the video. Hope you got something out of that. I hope this inspired you to take action. I hope that you learned something, and please apply it to your life. Please adopt it. Please make a change. Please chase your dreams. Please be the man you want to be. Don't waste time. Don't waste a day. Don't waste a second. Remember, struggle today for strength tomorrow. See you later, boys.